she's a Steeler through and through. What's going on? We got Leach. Oh man, Leach is here, man. Mike Jones, Janice, Barbara, Scott, Christy Delgado, man. We got a lot of familiar faces, man.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm officially part of Team Scary. That's awesome, you guys.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
you guys are awesome. All right, guys. So this is cool. This is cool. So, guys, so here's the thing. Do a little bit of talking, but then I want to open it up to any questions that you may have more than anything else. Okay, here to help. Because once I get going, sometimes I can get long-winded. And I get with my old Irish buddies back at UPS used to say, Carlos, you got diarrhea of the mouth, right? No diarrhea of the mouth today. All right, guys. So anyway, what's going on, guy? Who's that? Hey, Cassidy, who's that little guy there next to you? He's all freaked out. He's like, oh, my. What's
Hey.
going on, dude? How's it going, man? What's your name, buddy?
Just got back from school.
Did you?
Uh-huh.
All right. Well, awesome. How was school today?
Good.
Good. Awesome. There goes a future entrepreneur, man. That's
That's
awesome.
right.
Want
That's
to hear
right.
something funny?
Lily, be good girl. Lily, I got my 4 Shih Tzus right here. They're like, when I start talking too loud, they think it's a wolf or something. Man, and she's got who's Sabrina with a python on her? Look at that.
Yep.
Oh, man. Oh, that's cool. All right, guys. Well, anyway, guys, again, for those of you that don't know me, I'm Carlos Martinez. Canela, come here. Come here. Come on. This way. Come on. Good girl. Stay. All right, that's my mama dog. She gets very needy. She's the one I've had the longest. She's got to be by my feet all the time. Otherwise, she gets she gets anxious. All right, we're giving you CBD. All right, guys. Well, hey, guys. Well, thank you so much, guys, for taking the time. It's a pleasure. It's an honor. Rob, Tanya, you guys are amazing. You guys are doing some amazing things with your team. And, folks, what I always love to talk about, I love talking about mindset, because one of the things that I realized more than anything else, you know, I've been in this industry since 1995. I joined my first network marketing company in 1995. And at the time, I was at UPS because I started at UPS in 1987. So I was at UPS for about 8 years, kind of doing outside sales. But, you know, coming from the corporate world just wasn't the thing for me, you know, and I'm not knocking, you know, people that have jobs, because we need nurses, right? We need teachers. We need, you know, people that work the grocery store and stuff like that. So nothing wrong with that stuff. In fact, I honor those people that have that kind of a job. But, you know, for me, it's like I always felt like God has something better for me. And obviously, same thing with you guys, right? Everyone that's on here, you've all got that entrepreneurial spirit. And that's something that you were just like, it's been in you, like just burning probably since you were a little kid. And it was with me as well. And so I tried my first network marketing company in 1995. And over the years, from 1995 till June of 2018, which is when I joined My Daily Choice, My Daily Choice was number 15 for me. Okay.
Oh, wow.
I used to blame everyone but me. I used to say it was the leadership, right? That was always a favorite. It was my upline, right? It wasn't me. It was my upline, right? It was the marketing plan, right? It was the compensation plan. It was the fact that, hey, they didn't allow me to do things on the internet. I was always inviting people to hotel meetings, but I didn't look at the number one reason, and that was me. And I didn't learn that until I met the amazing Robert Hollis. All right. He taught me how to work on me. And the analogy that I like to use, you know, I don't know if most of you, I'm sure, have painted a wall or painted a room or something like that. Well, when you paint something, most of the work is done at the beginning, which is the prepping, right? You got to prep the wall. The painting is the easy part, right? You got to prep the wall. And that's like 80% of the work. And it's the same thing with us. Right? You got to work on you more than anything else, because a lot of times we're like, well, why is so-and-so, why is Christopher Livingston almost at 50K? Why can't I do that? You know, I'm doing the same things that he's doing. Why is such and such person rank advancing? And it's really just a question of our own mindset, because that was me. And sometimes I still struggle with that. I'm going to be honest with you. Sometimes I still struggle with that. So one of the things that slowly but surely started to transform myself, I really did a deep dive in, number one, what I say to myself, you know, because I'm a big fan of Wayne Dyer, okay? And I've been studying a lot of his manifesting. So if you just go to YouTube and look up Wayne Dyer manifesting, you'll find some good stuff. He's got like a series of like six 1-hour-long sessions about manifesting. And right now I'm still on number one. I haven't even gotten to number two, okay? And number one, he says, listen, number one, he says, stop sabotaging yourself. Okay. Like sometimes I'll catch my kids doing this, and especially my younger daughter, Kayla, who'll be 16 next month. She'll say, Dad, I can't do that. I'm just not good at that. I'm just not. I mean, how often do we say that to ourselves? Well, I'm just dumb. I can't do that stuff. So he says, start with that. Stop saying that you can't do that kind of stuff. It could be, for example, someone like one of the things that I always used to say to myself is, I'm just not creative. I can never come up with posts like Tara. Okay, I can never come up with posts like the Butlers or whatever the case may be. Like, oh my God, look at these brilliant posts. I'm not creative. So what happens is you start to believe that. You start to create your future. So one of the first things that I did was I eliminated the word can't from my tongue. That's it, from my thoughts. Like, no more am I going to say that I can't do that. And Wayne Dyer says that's step number one, because if you can get there, you're a long way off. So stop saying to yourself that. Here's another one that I used to use a lot, and probably a lot of us here do it. I'm just not tech savvy. Does anybody say that to themselves? Right? I just can't, oh my goodness. How does, Leach. Okay, exactly. We got to stop saying that like immediately, because guess what? If we continue to say that to ourselves, that's always going to be true. Right? Instead of saying to ourselves, hey, listen, as Robert Hollis likes to say, I'm getting gooder and gooder. I'm getting better and better. I'm getting better and better every single day. I'm not where I want to be at, but I'm getting better and better. Change that language. And I'm telling you, that has made a big, big difference for me in terms of, like the self, they call it self-talk, right? The negative self-talk, right? So I changed that. That was one of the big differences that I had to be like, I had to really focus on that big time, because I was really, there's there's no worse critic than ourselves. Right? Can I get an amen on that? Right? We just beat ourselves up, right? Like, oh man, look at this. I mean, look at this amazing results that, Rob and Tanya are having. Look at the amazing results that Amber's having. I'm like, oh my goodness, I can never do what she's doing, right? Boom, nip it at the bud, right? Nip it at the bud. So it starts with that, because you start to train your mind. What you speak, you start to become, guys. I'm telling you, this is like foundational stuff. So we're building a house here. We're building a home. And if as the saying goes, right, if you do not have a good foundation, right, if you do not have a good foundation, it does not matter how beautiful outside the home looks, inside and outside. If that foundation's not good, it's gonna crumble. Let's build a good foundation, and it starts with our own self-talk. Okay, that's number one. Okay, all right. Here's another thing too. The other thing that I spend time, so I didn't really take this serious. I've been hearing a lot about manifesting, and who here loves the new convention title, Manifest 2020? I think this is like off the charts, right? Like, whoa, this is, so make this for at least for the next 12 months until the next convention. It's all about manifesting what you're going to manifest. The Pucos, and I was so happy for them when I saw Jay Puco's name pop up on that screen. I said, this car is his. I just knew it. I knew it from the get-go. Like he was number the second one announced. I said, this is his car. Okay. But guess what? They've been manifesting that for weeks, if not months. Okay. Because when you start to manifest it, it's kind of like the yellow Volkswagen Beetle. Like, oh my goodness, they're everywhere now. Well, guess what? On the way to convention, they were seeing them, like for the last few days, they were seeing like this blue BMW everywhere. That was a sign. Right? You got to manifest. You got to spend the time every single morning, okay, manifesting, and not just the morning, throughout the day. So if, for example, your vision, right, if your vision come convention is to be a 100K affiliate, as an example, then you start to vision that, okay? You print yourself, okay? Print whatever you guys use for the graphic, 100K affiliate with your picture in there. You should have that all over the house. All right, have it on your computer screen, have it on your washroom. If you spend a lot of time on the toilet, like Barb Miller, just zinging things, then that better be against the wall, right? Everywhere you look, whatever your goal is, have that everywhere. I'm telling you guys, what happens is, okay, as the amazing Mel Robbins likes to say, right, the author of the 5-second rule, okay. What does she say? She says, and she backs everything by science, guys. Those of us that are science, those of us that are science freaks, okay? She backs everything that she says by science. See, here's the thing, guys. Here's a fact. Your mind cannot tell the difference between what is reality and what you're envisioning, what you're manifesting. It can't. It just can't. To your mind, that is reality. So if you focus continuously on, man, I'm broke. I can't pay the bills. I can never find the ideal mate. I have such a bad relationship with my kids. I have this, I have that. If you're focusing on reality, what happens is your mind, your subconscious is never going to create the solutions to get to where you want to get to. So manifesting allows your mind to think that that's the reality. Kind of like, say, well, hey, this person lives in the dream world. Well, guess what? Those dreamers hit those goals because they're dreaming all day long. They're manifesting. So I want to encourage you, whatever goal it is, whatever goal you're trying to achieve, and I'm going to tell you to stretch yourself. If you're only like at 100 BV right now and it's a stretch to get to 5K, then I want you to start putting 25Ks, 50K, 100K all over the place, all right? Because your mind will only create the solution to whatever you put your whatever you put your belief on, right? So if you create limiting beliefs of this, that's all your mind is going to create, okay? So start envisioning yourself walking, and you know what? You want to take the moment, at least like mornings and nights. Mornings and nights are so important, okay? Morning is how you start your day, all right? I usually start my day with prayer, and then I get into meditation, okay? And at nighttime, prayer and meditation. And right away, I spend it doesn't take a lot, guys. It takes 30 seconds. 30 seconds to a minute, envisioning where I'm going to be. And more importantly, imagine yourself on the stage, all right? And you're on the stage and you're receiving this award and people are applauding you. But more importantly, you're envisioning in the crowd the people whose lives you impacted. There's no better feeling than that. People whose lives you've actually touched, and they've thanked you. Amber, thank you so much. You've been such a blessing. Cassidy, oh my goodness, you've really touched my heart. Sabrina, Leach, Brock, Mike Jones, Kathy, Grace, you guys have been just so amazing. Christy Delgado, again, the list goes on. Imagine people thanking you for what you did, because there's no better feeling than when you help people out. The more you give, the more you receive. It's exactly what Jesus said. The blessing comes in giving. Okay. Now, one of the other things I do in the morning, I don't want to say almost every single, I made it a thing that I got to ask it every morning. I tell God, if you're a believer, and if you're a believer in the universe, that's fine. Ask for the universe. Okay. I just say, God, universe, put people in my path that you want me to help. Put people in my path that you want me to help. And guess what? Most of the time, it's people that I'm not going to directly benefit from. And that's okay, because I didn't tell God, well, hey, God, only send me my people, right? Because I just want to be blessed by me helping my people, because if they get to 5K, then that means that's an extra 5K for me, right? No, I just said, anyone you want to put in my path, put in my path. And when they come to me, I do my best to help them. Okay. My day is long, my day is busy, but that's okay, because I know the more seeds I'm planting, the more faithful I am to the little things, the more benefit I get, from the blessings from God. And he'll pour the blessings upon me when he's good and ready. All right. My job is to be faithful to the little things. Okay. So that is so key, guys. So here's the thing, folks. I told an amazing story today. I don't know if anybody saw my live. I told an amazing story about this amazing young lady. So someone on Ray Higdon, for those of you that don't know Ray Higdon. So Ray Higdon is an awesome trainer of network marketers. Okay. You can just go to rayhigdon.com. Okay. And Ray Higdon, okay, somebody on his staff interviewed this lady named Danielle Danny. Danny spelled D-A-N-I. Okay. Danielle has a single mom of 3 kids, lives currently in Texas. Okay. Originally she's from West Virginia. But Danielle spent 20 years in network marketing. Her main job was working for FEMA, right? Federal Emergency Management Association, okay, for years. And for 20 years, she tried to get out of the rat race. And for 20 years, she was working her network marketing business, a variety of them. It took her 20 years to sponsor her first person. 20 years. And you imagine that. Imagine the determination of that young lady. Okay. Who would stick it out here 20 years without making a single penny, without sponsoring anyone? I am so impressed with that young lady's story. Let me get a little bit more background on her story. So when so now she's got teenage daughters now, but when she had at the time just one baby, now this is going back, I think 15, 17 years ago, something like that. Okay. She had one baby at the time, and she's in West Virginia, and something is pulling on her to just like, I got to get out of here. There's nothing happening here. And God was telling her to go to Texas. And and according to her story, she says that, Texas, to her, she saw Texas as an entrepreneurial state. And I didn't know that about Texas. It's something I learned today. But Texas was a good place to go for if you want to be an entrepreneur. So she hopped on an 18-wheeler. She hitched a ride on an 18-wheeler with a little baby. Can you imagine that? Hopping, hitching a ride with a little 18-wheeler. But the person that she was with, she kind of clarified it. The person that she hitched the ride from was an actual friend of hers. So they're trucking on down to Texas, okay? But then something happened that they got into an argument. And she did not mention what the argument was about. They got into an argument, okay? And the guy, the trucker, her friend pulls the truck over and tells her and her baby to get out of the truck on the side of the road. It's December, northern Texas, 17 degrees outside. Okay, it was a cold day in Texas, okay, nighttime. And all her belongings were in 2 plastic garbage bags, and she couldn't believe what was happening. She was like, hey, I know we got into a disagreement, but like, is this really happening? So she gets out of the truck, and she's like, he sees the truck pull away, and she's thinking, is this really happening? And he's like, nah, he's going to come back. He's going to come to Insensa. He's going to feel back, and he's going to turn the truck around. He's going to come pick me back up. And she's got her eyes on the truck. He's got his red tail lights on. And all of a sudden, it just goes off into the darkness. Gone. She's left out in the middle of the road, 17 degrees, with a little baby and 2 bags of her stuff. Luckily, there was a nice, polite police officer 30 minutes later, saw her by the side of the road, helped her out, took her to a woman's shelter, okay? She lived out of a woman's shelter. I want to say I think her story said about 4 or 5 months until she got back on her feet to get her apartment, okay? She got a job at FEMA. FEMA was not for her because FEMA, I didn't know that. I didn't know the government laid off. She says FEMA, okay, Federal Emergency Management Association, okay, or administration, whatever the A stands for, was every couple of years, they were laying people off. I didn't know the government I thought that the government just loved spending money like crazy, right? But every couple of years, they were getting laid off, and she just like was getting tired of it. She was tired of it, but she wasn't tired enough to actually work her business diligently. Self-admitted, these are her own words. Finally, she got to the point. Recently, her job laid her off again for the umpteenth time. Okay, a safe government job. Guys, there's no safe job. There is no safe job. Her government job laid her off where they supposedly have job security. And she says, this was a turning point for me. I got to the point where I was mad enough to do something about it. So the question I have for you is, what is your turning point? All right. She got to the point where she was mad enough to do something about it. And it reminds me of the movie, The Network in 1976 with Howard Beale. I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to take it anymore. Right. So have you gotten to that point in your life where you're saying, hey, because folks, if I look at the number one difference between people that have quick success, massive success, and those that don't, it's that thing. That one thing where they just said, I am not taking this anymore. I am not going to live like this anymore. That happened to me. That happened to Christopher Livingston. You talk to Christopher Livingston, and hold on, I'm getting emails, so let me silence this. You talk to Christopher Livingston, okay, and he got to the point where he was tired of abusing alcohol, abusing substances, okay? He was tired of having his own victim pity party. He was tired of blaming everybody else. He was just sick and tired of being sick and tired. And I remember that phone call when Christopher Livingston first called me, okay? It was either October or November, almost a year ago. He called me because he saw that I was having some success. At that point, I was only a 10K. Okay, and then nothing wrong with me at 10K. 10K is cool, all right? But I was at 10K at that point, okay? And he called me. He goes, Carlos, man, what are you doing? Because he's on Aaron, he's under the power team, but he's like not direct to Aaron. He's under another guy that sponsored Aaron. He goes, Carlos, what is going on, man? Like, what are you doing? What is this and that? So we had a conversation. We spoke on the phone for about an hour and a half to an hour and 45 minutes. And he bawled like a baby. He cried like a baby the entire time. From the moment he started telling me the sexual abuse he went through, the physical abuse, the emotional abuse, bouncing from home to home, having a daughter born without kidneys, and he just felt horrible because he self-admittedly, he says he was not a good dad. You know, he was absent from her life, you know. So all that guilt, all these years of substance abuse just came crashing in on him. He went to Alcoholics Anonymous, he graduated, but he was still stuck. But he needed that cleansing. He bawled like a baby for an hour and a half at least, the entire phone call. That's what he needed. He says, I'm sick and tired. I'm not living like this anymore. From that moment forward, he says, I don't know what it is that I'm doing. I don't know anything about the comp plan. I don't know anything about what's in this little bottle. I just know that this little bottle helped me, okay, recover from what I'm currently going through, okay? And I am going to touch as many lives and help as many people as I can. And that's what he has done. And just so you know, Christopher, as of yesterday, he was at, I think, 32,000 in volume. He's hitting 50K this month for his first time. All right, he's hitting 50K this month. And so, again, what has he done? Because I call what he's done really you just got to get to that point. So what is it for you guys? I'm here to ask everyone here. What is it that has gotten you there? Like I am not living like this anymore, because I can tell you this. One of the things that kept me stuck, all right, people often think that fear keeps you stuck, which it does, okay? But I think something even worse than fear is comfort. Comfort, all right? Comfort of a job, comfort that you have, you know, hey, you're not thriving, you know where you want to be, but comfort of my bills are all paid for. All right, I know where I'm going to get my next meal from. I know how I'm going to make my next car payment. I know how I'm going to make my next mortgage or rent payment, right? Like enough just to get by. And that comfort kept me stuck. As I mentioned earlier, for me, I spent 29 years in corporate America. Even though I was not happy, I was grateful to God for the paycheck that I had. But that paycheck kept me from taking action to me, that kept me stuck in comfort, because I was like, there was no need for me to get into action mode, okay? Because I had the comfort of the paycheck to rest on. But then what happened last year? So in December of 2016, I finally made the decision to not have one foot in the corporate world and one foot in the network marketing world. I said, I'm going all in. And I left the corporate world, super scared to do that, because remember, the corporate world was like, you know, the paycheck is the safety net. I'm eliminating the safety net. I'm jumping in, like Steve Harvey likes to say in his video, just jump, because the parachute doesn't open unless you jump, okay? So I jumped, and it was scary, but I made it through, and I was making an okay wage, you know, not as much as the corporate world, right? But I was enough to survive. But then all of a sudden, remember, this is December 2016. So 2017 was fine. 2018 started fine. And my income was growing. Then on June 5th, Tuesday, June 5th of 2018, the company that I was with got closed down by the Federal Trade Communications. Closed down. My income dried up overnight. Okay? I had my bills paid through June. But come July, it was either go look for another job, which I absolutely was not going to do, okay? Go look for another job, or just take massive action. So on Sunday, June the 10th, Ron Deering, all right, he and I were already friends. He was my techie person, right? He was the guy that I would hire to do my blog, to do my ClickFunnels and stuff like that. Well, he reached out to me Sunday morning. He says, Carlos, listen, I'm not being a vulture, man, but I heard your company closed down, and I know you've always been into holistic health. That's one of the things I've known about you over the years. And I'm part of a company that's distributing some very, very good CBD oil. Right away, he caught my interest. I registered, okay? I opted in, I took the tour, and I did my due diligence, because I've always bought high quality product. No matter what kind of supplement that I buy, I always bought high quality products. I said, man, this is some really good CBD oil. And throughout the day, I was getting emails. I'm like, Carlos, you got 3 people underneath you. Carlos, you've got 7 people underneath you. Carlos, you got 10 people underneath you. By the time I got to like towards the end of the end of the evening, I had 12 people underneath me, and I called Ron. I go, Ron, who are these people? I haven't done anything. Like, what is going on here? He goes, Carlos, that's the beauty of the marketing system. All right, they're not direct to you, but you're going to earn a portion of their commissions, but you still got to get to work. I'm like, all right, I'm signing up. I come in as a hemp exec. So he and I have our first meeting on Monday then. And I said, okay, Ron, as you know, I came on board. I came in as a hemp exec. What do I got to do to have massive success? Because I am not going to the corporate world. And come July 1st, I have no money to pay my bills. I'm done. All right. What do I got to do? So you talk about discomfort. I'm in no area of comfort, right? Because remember, had I had the corporate world, if I still had my corporate paycheck, no big deal. You know, I'll take my time investigating a new network marketing company before I join in, right? That comfort kept me stuck for years, okay? But when I got in, he said to me, Carlos, you got to do Facebook Lives. I'm like, oh, Ron, are you sure I got to do, can I just buy leads? Can I do something? He goes, Carlos, you got to do Facebook Lives. And at that point, I had never done, you talk about, here's a guy that still struggles to take selfies, right? You know, not like my daughters, like selfie. Now I embarrass them, right? Like, hey, girl, selfie. Like, oh, dad, no, you know, don't do that. Like me trying to dance in front of them, you know, no, dad, no, please. But my point is that, I just didn't grow up in the selfie generation. I didn't grow up. I'm one of those guys that I don't like to celebrate my birthday because I don't like the attention on me, right? I'd rather pay attention to someone else, right? But it's something that I had to do. It was a stretch for me. It was a big stretch. But here's the thing. I associated more pain, and Anthony Robbins talks about this, okay? Because in our lives, throughout the day, we make multiple decisions throughout the day, okay? And every single decision, it's either leading us towards pleasure, we're pulling towards pleasure, or we're pushing away from pain. Every single decision that we make. So my pain was the fact that I didn't want to do Facebook Lives. But even greater pain was going back to the corporate world. So neither one of them was pleasure for me, right? It was like, you know, lots of pain, less pain. So I chose the less pain option, was to start getting out of my comfort zone and doing Facebook Lives. But had I still been comfortable in corporate America, I would not have done that. And as a result, in 10 days, I hit the 5K rank. In 17 days, I hit the 10K rank. And it was simply because my back was against the wall. And at the time, I was reading this book by the guy from Shark Tank named Damon John. He wrote a book called The Power of Broke. In that book, he tells countless stories after story after story of people that were in situations like Christopher Livingston and myself, that our backs are against the wall and we've got no choice but to make it work. Because when your back is against the wall and you're like fighting for survival, miracles happen. Okay? So again, what is pushing you? What is pulling you? What is getting you out of that comfort zone? Because until you get there, we're often going to be stuck like I was for many, many years. And when you get to that point, when you finally reach that point, with like that young lady, Danielle Denny, or Danny, like how she says, I was mad that I got laid off for, I don't know, the umpteenth time. And I said, I am not taking this anymore. That got her off her butt. That got her to take it seriously. That got her to the point where, like, you know what? I've been doing things my way for a long time and getting a bunch of people to say, no, I don't want to look at your opportunity for 20 years. She joined Ray Higdon's Rank Makers. She allowed herself to be coachable. And then within a matter of couple of weeks, she signed up her first rep. And now she says she's getting a lot of people to say yes to her, right? But you got to get to that point. You got to get to that point where you say, in Spanish, no más, no more. I am not living like this anymore. That is the one key ingredient between people that have success quickly and those that don't, is getting into that point where, like, I'm not doing this anymore. That's it. All right. So I'll leave this with you too here. Got a little note here. Okay. One of the things that Les Brown spoke about, and I love this. And I love this saying: live full, die empty. Live full, die empty. Meaning, like, you've got nothing left to give. You gave it your all. You laid everything on the line. Because if you look at what the people's greatest regrets are, okay, I've been reading this book called The Top 5 Regrets of the Dying by Bronnie Ware. Top 5 Regrets of the Dying by Bronnie Ware. She's an Australian lady. And Bronnie, she's a hospice nurse for 20 plus years. Got to see a lot of people on their deathbeds, their last days, months kind of thing. And she said the number one reason, like the number one regret that people have was this one. Again, these are people, like, you think about people that are like authentic and like genuine and like speak their heart, are people that are on their deathbeds, right? Like, they're like, I mean, you're just letting it all out, all your regrets, all your pains, all your, who you didn't forgive, who you had grudge against, whatever the case may be. The number one reason, okay, the number one regret that people have is that they didn't have the courage to live a life that they wanted instead of living the way others expected of them. Right? Living a life with others' expectations of you because you're so afraid of what other people think. Maybe it could be your parents, maybe it could be a sibling, maybe your spouse, whatever the case may be. But living a life, the whole point of that is not living a life true to yourself. And so when I couple that with live full, living full means living who you want to be. Okay? You be free. Because when you have that freedom to live life on your terms, and not care what anybody thinks, the freedom that you get to experience with that is like nothing else. Okay, like nothing else. I lived stuck in that, worried about what my family's gonna think, what my parents are gonna think, and think what my exes are gonna think, so on and so on. I lived that fear for a long time. But when I let that go, when I finally just tore off the Band-Aid, and I tore off the Band-Aid when I did my first live, because that was the biggest thing. When I thought about it, that was the biggest thing that kept me stuck. Was, oh my goodness, not only what are my sisters and my brothers are gonna say, my family gonna say about, Carlos, are you crazy? What are you putting yourself out there like that for, right? They're gonna say, not only that, I'm in network marketing, pyramid scheme, and I'm selling CBD on top of it. Like, oh my goodness, he's a stoner, right? So you couple those 3 things, like, oh my goodness. And guess what happened to me, guys? Guess what happened? Your first haters that come out are usually the people that are closest to you. I had my sister Irma come out, and my sister Irma, she's a brilliant sales director. She's in sales in corporate America, so she understands business. She understands sales. But when she saw, I remember this, okay, because it was June. I remember it was in the evening, and I was driving home with my daughter, and all of a sudden my sister calls, and she goes, "Carlos, what are you doing? What is that you do? Are you promoting a scam? What is that stuff? Like, I watched your live 3 times, and I was waiting for you to announce your company. Like, what is this all about? You're scamming people. You're in a pyramid scheme." Like, oh my goodness. She was the least one that I expected of it. So I let her say her thing. And I just said, "Irma, sis, I love you. All right. But you've got 3 choices. Okay. You can either delete me, you can block me, or you can ignore me. But I'm continuing doing what I'm doing. So get out of my way." And that's it. And she never, when I stood my ground, she never again said anything to me. And now I see them at family events, family parties. They don't say a thing at all, So when you live your life genuinely in terms of according to your expectations, your wants, and your desires, you get a beautiful freedom that you get to experience nowhere else. And that has been the greatest freedom that I got to experience. Okay. And guys, here's the thing. If you're struggling, if you're like, man, Carlos, what I can't seem to get anybody interested in this, then you got to ask yourself, what kind of energy are you putting out there? Oftentimes, right, if you're not getting anyone interested, people sense desperation. People sense desperation. They also sense someone that is not being genuine. So don't forget, when you're reaching out to people, and if you're asking them, if they're open to take a look at what you're currently doing, they're going to go to your page. and they're going to see, is this someone, if I'm considering joining a business, you know, I'm open to take a look, and they're saying to their mind, what are they going to see on your page? Are they going to see something like just nothing but spam? All you doing is talking about CBD, 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 CBD. Are they going to see someone that's actually giving value, helping people, teaching? Are you doing Facebook Lives, even if it's just one a week? That is the key right there. Because remember, when you're doing lives, you get some leads from that. You don't get a whole lot, right? You get some leads. Most of the people are just watching, and you don't even know that they're watching. They're watching, they're watching, they're watching. But then when you finally reach out to them through Facebook Messenger and see if they're open to take a look, and they're like, well, yeah, let me see, before I answer Rob and Tanya, let me go take a look at their page. Let me see what they're about, to see if I even interested in their opportunity, and if so, if I'm interested in joining them. So what are they going to see on your page? Okay, what are they going to see on your page? So what I would do is look at people that are having success. I would look at, you know, Rob and Tanya's page. I would look at Tara's page. I would look at Leach's page, right? What are they doing? What are they doing to post? Okay, Amber's page, right? What are they posting, and why are they having success? Then I need to be doing the same thing. Okay, I need to be doing the same thing, mirroring what they're doing. Okay, and as Christopher likes to say, and I love what he loves to say about this, he goes, I just reach out to people and connect, and I let people know that I'm genuinely interested in them. So when you're reaching out to people, are people getting the feeling that you actually care about them? Because if they don't get that, it's going to be hard for them to be open to take a look at that. All right, does that make sense, guys? I hope that's making sense, you know? So folks, I'll just leave you with this. Okay? Move forward with ignorance on fire. Okay? You don't need to know everything. You don't need to know, like, well, what if they say this? What if they say that? Just reach out to as many people as you can. The more people you reach out to, okay, the greater the chance you're going to get some people that say yes. Because that's, if you ask me, well, how did I get the 5K and 10K, you know, within those first 17 days? I was reaching out to a minimum of 150 people a day. Sometimes I got up to like 250 a day. I just went crazy. I was desperate. I was not going to back to the corporate world, and I was not going to fall behind on my bills after filing for Chapter 7 bankruptcy in 2009. I was like, I'm not filing for bankruptcy again. I already went through that shame. I'm not doing that again. All right. I took massive action. I just did what Ron told me to do and reached out to as many people as I could. And the rest is history from there. Okay. So folks, get out of your comfort zone, right? Get out of, like, do whatever you have to do to either get out of your comfort zone or attach yourself to something like, man, you know what? Do you get to the point where I'm not living like this anymore? I've had enough. I have a dream for myself. I am going to be 100K by convention. I'm going to do whatever it takes to get there. And I'm going to help enough people get up there along with me. All right. I love you guys. Thank you so much. I love and believe it. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to me. I love you guys so much. So guys, I am here for questions. Thank you, Rob and Tanya. Go ahead, guys.
Hey, Carlos, first off, before we get to questions, I just want to thank you for joining us. Carlos is a great mentor, a great leader, a great speaker, as y'all just noticed, and how selfless he is to be able to jump on here with our team. Like he said, he is out here to help everybody and anybody in any way he can. We greatly appreciate you joining us, Carlos. Great mentor, great leader. We thank you so much for everything you do for everybody.
My pleasure,
Awesome.
guys. You guys are a blessing. Thank you for giving me the honor. And I'm really humbled. You know, when someone asks me, I'm like, wow, me? You know, what, me? Like when people, you know, I was at convention and people want to take a picture with me? Really? You know, so I was like really dumbfounded. Like, yeah, absolutely. Come on. I had to put on my big smile, as big a smile as I could, you know? So yeah, it was awesome. You know, it's,
Awesome.
guys, I'm telling you, when you start impacting people's lives like that, like you get addicted to it. You kind of get addicted
Right.
to helping people. And now, you know, now I know what Jesus meant. We're like, you know, giving is better than receiving. It just feels so good when you see someone get out of their comfort zone and do their first live or get their first, oh my goodness, Carlos, yeah, I had someone say yes. Oh my goodness, I'm so happy, you know? Like, yeah, it's just an amazing, amazing feeling seeing because you see the greatness in people. Like, man, you've got it in you. Like, you know, Amber, Sabrina, Leach, Brock, everyone here, Kathy, Grace, you know, Christy, they're like, you guys got greatness in you. Oh, guys, I'll say this too. And as you guys know, I'm a big fan of Wayne. I'm a fan of a lot of people, but I do love Wayne Dyer. You know, oftentimes we're looking for a solution outside of us. And I kind of alluded to this earlier, okay? We're looking for a solution outside of us when the solution is in us. The light is in us. God's spirit is in us. But fear and comfort just keep it there, keep it locked in. And Wayne Dyer gave a really, really good analogy. He started talking about this man. It could be a woman, okay? Let's say it's a woman. So he thought about this woman, and she lost her keys in the house. And all of a sudden, the lights go out in the house. And she starts looking for her keys, and it's pitch black. She can't find them. But then she sees that the lights are on outside in the street. Like, well, okay, that's odd. Maybe, I'll go outside and look for the keys. So she goes outside to look for the keys, and naturally she's not going to find them. But then there's a neighbor that comes by and sees that, hey, can I help you look for the keys? And she goes, like, absolutely. So they're looking for the keys, they're spending a few minutes, and they can't find them. And the neighbor gets tired, like, well, where did you lose them? Well, I lost them inside. Then what are we doing looking out here? Well, because the light is on out here. There's no light inside, right? And the point of that is we're looking outside of us when the light is in us, all right? And that is so, so true. And what you got to work, I remember what I alluded to earlier. This is all 90% of this stuff, 90% of this stuff is mindset. You are preparing the wall for painting, right? Remember the analogy? 90% of the stuff is mindset. And once you work on that mindset, guys, I want you to be patient with yourself, and I want you to be good to yourself. Mindset takes time. If you think about it, I mean, I'm 51 years old. I've had 50 years of dysfunction. How am I going to get rid of, 50 years of dysfunction in a couple of months, right? It takes time, right? Or maybe you're 30 years old, 30 years of dysfunction. How are you going to get rid of 30 years of dysfunction? We get so impatient. Well, I've been doing this for a month. I've been doing it for 2 months, and I don't see any results. Well, we kind of been, improperly trained ourselves for 30 years. It's going to take a little bit of time, right? It's going to take a little bit of time to reprogram the mind. So be good to yourself. Okay, trust the process, continue doing those little things and working on your mindset as much as you can. You're not going to see results right away, but trust me that it's working. It is working. The key is consistency, right? Spend time in gratitude, spend time manifesting, spend time as much as you can asking for God to put people in your life for you to help. Don't ask any questions. Just help them in any way that you can. It can be just a simple word, right? Someone's going through a tough day, right? I had someone today reach out to me. She was crying. She's just having a bad day. And all she wanted was someone to listen to or someone that to listen to her, right? And I listened to her. And that was it. I gave her a word. Oh, thank you so much, guys. I feel so much better. I'm like, okay, I didn't do anything, but thank you so much. Most people are hurting, and they just need someone. They really just need someone to know that they care. That's it. And once you get that, I'm telling you, it becomes addictive, helping people. Now it takes time out of your day, and I know we're all busy, but when you ask the universe or you ask God to put someone or something in your life that needs help, then you need to answer that call, because those are the little things, those are the little seeds that you're planting that you asked for, because you're asking for to plant seeds so that when the harvest is plenty, that you get an abundance from that.
That's right.
All right.
That's good. That's good.
Oh, you guys got value from this. You guys are awesome. Love you guys so much.
Hey, thank you again, Carlos. We appreciate you. We are so excited for next convention. Get to hang out again. Super excited.
Likewise, also. Oh man, you guys see who's here? Jay and
Michelle. Our coaches, Jay and Michelle.
What's up, guys? Awesome.
There they are.
Hey guys. You guys are amazing.
Great training. Thank you so much.
Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure.
Thank you too. Thanks for throwing the link.
Thanks for hopping on. Appreciate you guys.
Awesome. Well, let me see if there's any questions on here, guys. Let me see. You guys are welcome. Hey, I see how then. Hey, you guys welcome Jay and Michelle a long time ago. You guys should have told me greatness was in the room, man. I would have, I would have wised up a little bit. Okay, awesome. You guys are very welcome. Does anybody have any questions for me? I'm here to help and serve in any way I can. And that's okay if you don't. Don't feel compelled to.
I don't have a question, but I do have a statement. I want to thank you and Ron Deering for having breakfast with us when we were at the cafe there in the Mirage. I think it was awesome. and giving us the chance to take pictures with you. I was blessed. Your back was to me. I could hear you talking, and I said, that's Carlos. I got to go say hi to him. So it was great. So I really appreciate it. Yeah.
You're very welcome. It was an honor meeting you and your wife. Awesome. So thank you so much for that. I appreciate you. Anyone else? Thank you, Leach. Thank you. Anyone else? No? All right. You guys are awesome.
All right.
No?
Cool.
All right. Rob and Tanya, thank you so much. Again, it's an honor and a blessing. Thank you for inviting me here to speak to your awesome team. And I'm looking forward to all of you crossing the stage at whatever rank you want to hit. But let's just envision everyone here at least 100K by convention. All right?
Yes. Yes.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Woo! I believe in you guys. Guys, even if you don't believe in yourselves, we believe in you. Rob and Tanya believe in you. The Pucos believe in you. All right? Robert Hollis believes in you. You guys got what it takes.
Absolutely.
Everything. And do, and I'll leave you guys with this last thing. There's a passage in the Bible that I just love what Jesus said. He was already telling his disciples that he's getting ready to leave, right? Leave to heaven and stuff, and go through the crucifixion and go to heaven. But he says, hey, listen, okay, I'm leaving so that the Spirit can come back, okay, and live in you. But you're going to do these things and even greater things than I'm doing. Guys, that always gets me. We're going to do greater things than what Jesus did. That's like holy, I mean, like, oh my goodness, like you fed thousands, right? You cured people. People felt loved. Oh, we're going to do greater things than you. And that's what he says. So I'm taking him at his word. So this person, this Spirit is already in you, right? Let's get out of our way. Because we're our own worst enemy, guys, right? Let's get out of our way and just let your light shine. You be the real you, be the authentic you. And I'm telling you, when you're that way, no one's gonna fault you. We're gonna just love on you more and more and more and more and more.
Yeah,
all right?
Absolutely.
All right, you guys are awesome. Again, thank you so much, guys. Love you guys.
Thank you, Carlos.
You're welcome.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye, Jay, Michelle. Bye, everybody. Bye, Amber. Bye, Robin, Tanya. You guys are awesome. Bye, Christy. Talk to you guys. Bye.
Thanks, Carlos. All right, Jay and Michelle.
Did you want to
Hey
say
guys,
anything?
what's up?
Anything to say?
You guys want to say anything? Throw you on the spot here.
Someone prepared.
She's good on the spot.
Actually, you know what? The best thing I could do is reiterate what Carlos said, and that's that, Tanya and Rob and Jay and I, we all know that everybody here has what it takes to succeed. You just really, the only thing that is in your way is yourself. And so once you know what you're capable of, and, every time you have a little win, recognize it, celebrate it, because that's how you're going to keep reminding yourself, how good you are. Every time you have a little win, celebrate that, and you keep looking at all those little wins, they become big wins. If you never recognize the little stuff along the way, you're never going to recognize the big stuff. You have to know where you're succeeding. Little things are success. It doesn't only happen when you hit 1K or 5K or 10K or 25K, because, Tanya will tell you, you hit a rank and you celebrate that for about 5 minutes before you start thinking about moving on to the next rank. So you don't really feel like, you know what success looks like, the big picture. So all the little wins along the way, 10K, 25K, 50K, those are little wins to get you to where you want to be. So if you wait to celebrate those and you don't recognize the other stuff, you're never even going to see that as a win, because you're going to keep thinking like, that's not even where I want to be yet. So just know to be patient with yourself. It's a learning experience. It's a process. There's no race here. Like you don't expire. Your membership doesn't expire if you don't hit 5K by a certain time. As long as you continue to move forward every single day, put effort into your business, and keep working at it consistently. Biggest word ever is to be consistent. As long as you keep doing that consistently, success will follow. So just recognize the wins along the way. So this way you'll recognize when you've succeeded, and then you know that, okay, I succeeded here. Now I'm going to raise the bar. Now this is my next success story. So recognize the wins and stay consistent. Anything you want to add?
Awesome.
No, you're good.
You're good. You and me are in the same boat. This one, I let her handle all the business, right?
Well, that's why I was laughing before when it was just the two of you talking. I'm like, look at this. This is
Hey guys, again, Jay and Michelle, thank you guys
Thank you for
Thanks for
having us.
having us.
abundantly, for initially reaching out to us, introducing us to this, and just being there each and every day as we, go through this business and grow our business and help our teams grow our business. Just being there has been great. We really appreciate it. Really appreciate you guys.
You
And
can scare me goosies.
and I'm looking forward to a ride in the Blue Beams.
Oh
Yes,
my
one of
God.
these
too.
days. I'll figure out a way to get in there.
Yeah, I don't know if that's gonna work.
Take the back seat out. Take the front
Oh, you
seat
take
out.
the front seat out, you sit in the back
Yeah,
seat.
right. We'll figure it out. Hey, but again, thank you guys very much. Appreciate everything you guys do each and every day for us, our team.
Hey, we
And
appreciate you guys. I mean, you guys are fabulous. You have a fabulous team. I mean, I see the numbers that you guys, this whole team is working with. I mean, it's just crazy. I mean, I don't know. I haven't checked the numbers lately, later today, but I know this morning I was like, today's an 8K day for this team. And that's one thing, guys, that I actually wanted to touch on is that you guys have to remember that, when as Rob and Tanya grow, that's you guys, that's a group effort, that's you guys hitting your own goals and you guys growing, and, you have to celebrate that with them. That's a team effort. And so it takes everybody together to grow, and as you guys grow, obviously they're going to grow, but it starts with you guys succeeding and you guys growing. So, keep putting that effort into your team. I mean, it's great. I mean, I'm seeing one number, I'm seeing it through Rob and Tanya, but that's just a little picture of a whole lot that's going on and a whole lot of effort that they're putting into you guys and a whole lot of effort that you guys are putting into your teams or yourself, so that's a huge congratulations to the whole team. When I say, that they're going 8K, and it's the same with us, like when we hit a rank, we know that it's our team. It's with the help of everybody that we all get there. And that just continues on and on and on. So you guys will be in that position that, pushing for that 5K rank, or you hit it strong, whichever way it's going to be. But that's going to be thanks to everybody that you're working with and everybody working together. So it's just a great feeling. And my point is that don't not celebrate it. Like when Rob and Tanya hit 10K, celebrate that with them, because that's, everybody working together, and everybody should feel good and excited and celebrate that as a team win too, So that was the only thing I wanted to say, was just enjoy that. I know that Rob and Tanya pour their hearts into you guys. And so, when you guys hit those numbers, everybody should be jumping up and down and saying, look what we did, because you guys, I know, are all working hard.
Yep.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I'm shutting up
Awesome.
now. That's it.
Awesome. Thank you guys.
Yeah,
Greatly
thanks
appreciate you.
for joining us.
You guys are awesome. Rock stars right there.
All right,
All
that's
right.
it.
All right, guys. Thanks everybody for hopping on. Greatly appreciate you. I know I got to be up in about 3 hours, but it's worth sticking around for. So this is my path, and this job can shove it here
It's new job.
very soon, if you know what I mean. So.
So what you're saying is don't be on the road tonight.
What's that?
So don't be on the road tonight while you're driving.
No, I'm still in the training phase, so I'm not driving yet. So I sit over there and doze off. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I know my path, and it's nothing of what I'm doing right now in this new job. It's this right here. It's getting everybody's team to grow, to progress, to grow each other, help each other. So I'm super stoked and so looking forward to where we're headed. And I'm just glad to be on this journey with everybody. So thanks everybody very much. Appreciate everybody, every last one of you.
Yep.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
See ya.
All right. You guys have a good night.
All right, guys. Have a
you.
good night.
Thanks for coming,
Talk
everybody.
soon.
Bye, guys. Push stop.